You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, one thing that was very evident during some Minnesota Vikings games this season was a guy that normally never even sort of lets you know exactly what's going on in his head, a guy that, in my opinion, is not what I would call a diva wide receiver. Justin Jefferson was very visibly upset on the sidelines this year because of what could be described as not very good quarterback play. Now, I did a video yesterday. We found out the Vikings general manager is out the door. He's gone. Adolfo Mensa, see ya. And one of the reasons that was many people believe it was surrounding the quarterback decisions that were made last season or before this last season started. In other words, you decided to roll forward with strictly J.J. McCarthy. You did not re-sign Sam Darnold, the guy that took you to 14-3. You did not keep Daniel Jones, and you did not sign Aaron Rodgers. By the way, the Colts were off and running with Daniel Jones until he got hurt. Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl. And Aaron Rodgers took a team that's not nearly as talented on the offensive side of the ball in the Pittsburgh Steelers to the playoffs. And really, as the Vikings stand right now, you don't know if J.J. McCarthy's actually the guy. Well, Justin Jefferson has gotten very, very honest. In fact, so honest that you're like, uh-oh, is this going to cause an issue with the actual Minnesota Vikings themselves as an organization? Because he didn't pull any punches. And J.J. McCarthy's going to be somewhere going, what the fuck, man? I mean, really? Because these comments are an indictment on him as a quarterback, as well as Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer, all of them. Okay, so there was an interview with USA Today, and he was asked about Sam Darnold. Asked in an interview with USA Today if he thought about whether it could be the Vikings in the Super Bowl instead of Seahawks if Darnold were in Minnesota instead of Seattle. Justin Jefferson answered, quote, yeah, for sure, definitely. Yikes. Jefferson added it was a tough year for the Vikings with J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer at quarterback. And it could have been different with Darnold, who led the Vikings to a 14-3 record in 2024, but left for Seattle in 2025. Quote, everybody knows the difficulty of the quarterback position this year, how we were dealt it. But having a quarterback that already had a season under his belt with us, knew the plays, knew the playbook, knew the players, throwing to me, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, all these guys, I definitely feel like we could have been better. But it is what it is. It's on the newer and better things. But I'm happy and proud of him that he's able to reach it this year. Jefferson said he had mixed emotions seeing Darnold's success. Quote, it's definitely tough. It's tough to watch. I love that he's in the Super Bowl. I'm happy for him. I want nothing but the best for him, especially the way his journey was at first. People doubting him, people not giving him the respect. Now they're giving him the respect. Now they're seeing that he's a top-tier quarterback in the league. Of course, selfishly, I wish he had done that for us last year. But it's good to see him blossom and bounce back right after last year and make it this year. I'm happy for him. I hope he wins. I'm rooting for Seattle. I think Seattle's going to win. I'll be rooting for him. So, I mean, he didn't pull any punches here. And look, he's just being what you would hope somebody would be, is honest. But at the same time, wow. It's crashing on the Vikings as a organization. You're coming out and saying, we bleeped up royally not keeping this guy. It's not showing very much faith in J.J. McCarthy at all, who is supposed to be your guy, and now nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. I think that's the reason the general manager isn't there anymore, is because, well, obviously, there's a feeling that now that he's gone, Kevin O'Connell wanted to have done something else at the quarterback position. That maybe he did want to sign Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he did want to keep Sam Darnold. We know they attempted to keep Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones knew that J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be the guy, so he took the contract with the Colts, where they basically told him, it's your job. We've moved on from Anthony Richardson. You just don't see this kind of honesty very often, and you got to ask yourself, well, how's the organization going to react to this? My gut feeling would be they're not going to do much. They're probably sitting back going, he's right. I mean, we kind of wish he hadn't have said it, because it's a reflection on one of our quarterbacks that's here right now, even though we don't know if he's the guy or not. You know, pretty wild. It's pretty wild. You don't hear this very much. We could have been better with Sam Darnold. Meaning, translation, J.J. McCarthy, you suck. I mean, you probably rather not hear it. Certainly if you're J.J. McCarthy. I imagine the Vikings organization is like, oh, crap. Really? But he kind of said out loud, well, everybody knows now. I mean, hell yeah. As talented as the Vikings are on the offensive side, they went 9-8 with whatever in the hell they had going on this year, which wasn't good. And they still went 9-8. It shows you how good a coach Kevin O'Connell is. To have really gotten 9 wins out of that situation, that's a train wreck. He had a train wreck. And, I don't know who's going to end up being the general manager. It's kind of late in the day to have fired your GM. But that's what the Vikings decided to do. I don't blame them. It obviously did not work out. Yeah, the one position you got to get right is the quarterback position. By the way, the Vikings wasn't the only ones that fucked this up. I mean, Tom Brady passed on Sam Darnold too. But that's a much different team. That's a less talented offensive roster than the Seahawks or the Vikings. So I really wonder how it would have went for Sam Darnold if he'd have went to the Las Vegas Raiders. I have a feeling you'd be talking about a much different season, not even from a win-loss standpoint. I think from a Sam Darnold standpoint, this season would have looked a lot different. Tell me what you think. By the way, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he could come back and not go to the Steelers. He wanted to go to the Vikings. He could end up going there anyway. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.